like that's kind of what all of us old people, not you're not old, but like all of us old people have to do at some point. It's just like I got to start over, man. Like some of my tattoos are so fire. Most of the ones that I have that are really awesome are ones that I got later in life, and I'm just like some of this, I mean, the stuff by like Danny Maldonado, I can never say his last name. He's the singer of Last of Our Kind. He did my throat and he did my hand, and he's just like, he's awesome. Like his tattoos are great, but like some of the rest of them are pretty fucking questionable.
He's based in San Diego.
I don't know. No, he was in Temecula last I knew.
I feel like he did my friend Ant's Star Wars tattoos back in the day, but I could be wrong.
Probably. His stuff is really good. And like, I said he was a singer of Last of Our Kind, and that's actually not true. He's a guitar player in Last of Our Kind, but he's super awesome. And it's cool because like, you know, I remember like that band is kicking off and like absolutely deservedly so. I remember like seeing them when they were playing like really small shows, and like now they're like blowing up, and you always love to see that, man. Like you always like encourage people who are also in your scene trying to go out there and like make the most of making heavy music, like get out there and like do something. You know, I'm proud of those folks.
Yeah, and then now there's like who's it? Is it As I Lay Dying?
I quit.
I quit. Yeah.
No, I will not be joining As I Lay Dying.
Yeah, I'm actually like, this is my comfort zone now, because like so I did Frankie and the Studs today, and I've never really like hung out with them. And then yesterday I did Lexi Lane. I haven't really like fully hung out with her yet. And now it's like I have you, and then Saint Electric I'm doing tomorrow for a promo and shit. So this is like, now I'm back in my comfort zone.
Yeah, we're your people.
Yep. And by the way, welcome back. And also, I know you know these people. Like, you can't deny their awesomeness. But how has it been since, because when we talked in January, you were telling me how you're about to start Fatalist. And how has it been since you've started Fatalist?
For me, it's been a really awesome experience, I think, because I think there was just like a lot of, we were kind of like trapped in a sound and a vibe, and, you know, things sort of lost direction in a way. And I think that it was time to like shed the skin and like really make sure to focus on like having a project where everything we put out now is going to be like to the absolute best of our abilities, no cutting corners. You know, with Fate Destroyed, it was like my first ever project as a singer, and you know, there's like a lot of learning and mistakes that happen when, you know, you're brand new and you don't really know what you're doing. And so I think now what we get to present is the most honed, no fat, well, most honed, sharp version of ourselves, and we're, you know, getting to work with really awesome producers and do music that like I would absolutely bump in my car, and it's just been cool to do it. I mean, it's kind of been a slow process, I guess. Like we did tour already, and we did when I threw a show, we played that show as well. So we've been playing around a little bit, but you know, you always want more faster.
I was so mad. I got sick like 2 days before your SF show, and then I was like, get better. And the day of show I was still feeling like ass.
Thank you for not coming while you were sick.
Yeah.
The
last 2 shows of that tour.
But I was so mad because I've always wanted to film at the DNA, and then you post that picture of the green room with all the black and white walls and shit.
God, I played in that room 10 years ago when I was in that band Kuza. I remember being in that green room. But Chris, what do you think? I'm learning with you. We're learning together. Chris, how have you felt about the band since we changed the name to Fatalist? Are you digging what we're doing or what?
Yeah.
Imagine if he's like,
it's just the worst. I mean, I just can't. It's too colorful. There's too many inspiration. I'm kidding. No, those are good things. I love those things. It feels good to start something anew that's your own instead of kind of inheriting. You know, with Fate Destroyed, I joined my favorite band, a band that already existed. But with this, we started it with a new vision, a new sound, an evolved sound, and a lot less limitations on what you could say Fate Destroyed sort of suffered being pigeonholed with. Yeah. It was very limiting, especially with how the internet works nowadays, being stuck to a particular style or sound and then having to dig your way out of it. With Fatalist, we can start with none of those limitations completely.
Yeah, it's like this sound that we've kind of been chasing as soon as we really started to recognize it and be able to like replicate it. And I mean, even from Double Down, the newer stuff we're doing is significantly heavier and significantly more influenced by a variety of sources, and it's just like it's a fresh thing that we can just go out there and bring it and not have to worry about, oh well, that's what that band sounds like. It's like, well, you don't know what we sound like yet, but you're about to learn.
Yes.
We don't even, I mean, we don't know, but in a good way.
It's cool, yeah. I was, it gets, like he said, it gets really limiting when you are sitting down to try to be creative and you're like in this box. It's like it has to be this like specific formula, and it's like, fuck that. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to like,
It's way too many colors to just paint with black.
Yeah, because like I
even though we're both wearing all black.
Like Lexi Lane and Frankie, I was like, this like LA trip, the reason I grabbed who I grabbed is because I wanted to show people the diverse subgenres I can work with. And I was like showing people, I was like, this is what Frankie and the Stud sounds like, this is what Saint Electric sounds like, this is what Fatalist sounds like, and they're like, holy shit, it's all a different subgenre, a different feel. And like, you guys were like, if you guys ever wondered how I started in LA, like working at venues, like this is my entry band in LA at House of Blues.
That's so, yeah. I remember you coming out to interview and you've come like so far. Like, look at your setup. This is professional as fuck. Yo, man, cheers to that. We're on that same vibe, It's like no more like, running backing tracks through a USB. We have like an X32 and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we got it all. We got a show, and it's like a real thing. Same to you, man. This is awesome. Congratulations. I saw you were working with Aftershock. How was that?
It was fucking insane. Like when I first found it, I started working on it the month after I interviewed you guys, because I was like, okay, now that I'm doing weekly, now I gotta start working with Aftershock. So what I did is I did a post, like going, okay, whoever thinks I should do Aftershock, comment tagging Aftershock and Danny Wimmer Presents. And not even an hour after I posted that, Danny Wimmer DM'd me.
Wow, that's cool.
And then I got their contact, and then they approved me. Like, all right, you got to do a giveaway. How many tickets do you want? I was like, 4 will do. And then they're like, okay, perfect. And then you just gave me 4-day passes.
Oh,
And
the whole.
Anyway, we're not bitter. No, but anyway, so no, what I think is really cool about seeing that rise for you and seeing how, you said he contacted you directly is like, you're a person, like I'm a person in the sense that like we set a goal and then we just like do it, right? So you said last year that you were going to be working Aftershock, and you said you were going to be posting weekly, and like you did it. So that's like the kind of grind and dedication it takes to like do it, man. So congratulations on that.
Yes, and that's why I wanted you guys on, because next month's my 2-year anniversary of Mosh Pit Podcast, and like bringing these people on and doing these things with these people that I've done and been there when I was like not having anything yet. That's what I wanted. I wanted this feel of how I started. Like tomorrow I'm doing Saint Electric, because when I first came to LA, it was the first band I saw at the Whiskey A Go Go, and then Frankie was there too. That's why I had her on, and then having you guys are the first band I interviewed at a venue in LA, and then Lexi Lane is just, she has this like drive like we do.
Yeah. You can see it in the way that she works,
Yeah.
I feel like there's, for a while it seemed, to me at least, like in the music industry, there were a lot of people who were just like, we're not really trying that hard, and we're just kind of expecting that like they would just get discovered. But like now it seems that the people who are in the game and like really doing things, they're like really, you can see everybody's work ethic. Everyone is like really pushing hard, because you have to be everything now. You have to be like the manager and the social media person and the financier and it's a lot, but there's community for it,
Yeah, because like right when Lexi Lane got there, she was just like, all right, can I do B-roll? I'm going to do some little thing, and posted it that day. And I was like, see, this is the drive that's what I love. If just like, all right, how can I create content today? How can I push this today? What's a different way? And that's why I like you, because you just, like, if you go on Fatalist's page, Francesca's page, you'll see she just every day finds a new way to do content.
I'm obsessed with the promotion that I did for the show that's coming up with the big hand. Yo,
Yeah.
Thank you. You know what? That's the first time that I've. That's actually not, but one of the first times that I've like actually sat down and watched how to make this, whatever, how to recreate this video trend or whatever, and I did it, and I was like, holy, this actually worked. So there's just we learned online, I guess.
I know when I was at Aftershock, I was like, how can I create TikTok? And I was like, then I grabbed one of the bands playing, Nerve, and I was like, I hope they play Falling Away from me. And then I had the lead singer go, this is Nerve, and it's just Nerve playing right after. And I was like, this simple shit like that.
Because it's funny, right? Like
Yeah.
people want to laugh. I think, gone are the days where like everything has to be so polished and perfect. I remember, you know, there was a time when it was like everyone was just trying to look like the biggest, most well-financed band, and like that time is not really like people don't give a fuck about that anymore. People like want to know who you are and like what you're doing and want to like, get to know you as a band and like party with you. It's not about like this weird like mysterious image that people try to portray of like being, you know, in like a big famous band. Like who the fuck cares? Like it doesn't matter, bro. We just want to play shows.
It's this thing of like the music industry is unpredictable to people that drive every single day with like music, like just like because people will go, oh, this must be the funnest job, but your brain is constantly going, what's next? That's the part that you have to learn to shut off sometimes, and that's the hard thing to do.
That's why I have to like take breaks from listening to, I've talked about this before, but I have to take breaks sometimes from listening to like metal or really heavy music because I'm beyond the point, especially while we're like in this, you know, era of like discovery and experimentation with sound, where I'm like listening to these bands that I love that are inspirations, and I'm instead of like listening, I'm like trying to pick it apart. I'm like, how did they make this sound? How did they do that? How did they put this together? Oh, I like this, you know, the auto pan that they did, you know, and it's like I have to now listen to a lot of lo-fi music now to just like chill. Oh, and also like early 2000s boy bands. I am obsessed with Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and Christina Aguilera. That is my era. I'm old, but that's fine because it's good music.
I'm right there with you though, because like I sometimes have to listen to music of like bands that is impossible to do podcasts with, because I'll legit listen to them and go, how could I get a podcast with them? What would I ask them? How would I ask them? How would I structure it? Where would I structure it? Where would I like, and I like think about it while I'm listening to them, and I'm like, I need to listen to something where I can just be like listening to it.
And he pulls out Tyga. I'm just kidding.
I got no shame in my top 10, top 20.
Yeah, his is Taylor Swift, Lana Del Rey, Halsey, Kitty, Gunship.
And not the metal Kitty, but like dream pop rapper from Florida named Kitty.
Yo, but you know what?
But then look, I mean,
that's shoegaze. But that's the wave now, though.
6 and 7 is Periphery and Deftones, so that balances it out.
I mean, Deftones is basically considered a shoegaze band at this point.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Periphery is mathy metal, but you're a guitar nerd, so that's to be expected.
And then I got Massive Attack North.
I would be like really concerned if you had no mathy metal bands in your top something. I'd be like, are you really a guitar nerd? But I know that you are.
Secretly.
I know I was really trying to go to the Tyler Creator show tomorrow.
Oh, that would be so lit.
He was doing $5 tickets.
See, that's the shit. I want to like, I know what I'm going to do for our album release or whenever we drop the video for the song, and it may even be part of the video for the song, perhaps. I have a friend who throws like these dope pop-up shows, and very often nobody gets arrested. They just get broken up by LAPD. You know, they're just like, nah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I think I want to throw a pop-up show and just film the thing and see like how long can we go before they make us disperse. Especially because we could do it at like a car meet. There's like 100 modified cars around us, so we could like do something really cool. That'd be super fun.
I remember when you were telling me about your new project, how you're like in the music videos, you want to implement your car and shit. Yeah, because you guys don't know this. After that podcast that we did at House of Blues, I remember that night I walked back out of my equipment car. I just hear Francesca go, "Hey man, can you give me a jump?"
Because I left the light on in my car.
Oh shit, done that.
Yo, it's bad. But yeah, I mean, it also wasn't running for like 6 months. But that's what happens when you play with things. Like almost nothing in that car is stock, and I built it all with my own 2 hands. Clearly rather shabbily. I didn't say I was good at it.
Yeah.
But no, but it's running now. Yeah.
And I remember Tommy was like, "Can you teach me how to do this? I don't know how to do this."
Yeah. So it's funny that you say that though, because we're working right now on a 5-song it's a concept EP. And it has like a central theme of cars. All the songs are related to that, and there's a lot of like parallels that I draw between my enjoyment of, you know, that culture and that scene. You can see my story today. Like I posted about the underground car meets I go to. Like it really is a part of my life and part of my identity. And so there's a lot of parallels that can be drawn from that, or really any passion. But yeah, we're looking to release that. I don't know, probably summer next year, summer 2025. Yeah.
Speaking of shows, I know you were telling me last time we did a podcast. Let's throw it back right now.
Ask me how I know.
How do you know it's 2013?
Because I played 2014.
Oh shit!
She was there. She seen it. So
you did Warped Tour 2015, right?
2014. I played 2 shows.
2014.
Yeah.
So Warped Tour is coming back.
Heard about that. I mean, Warped, 3 shows.
3 shows.
Yeah, Warped 3 shows.
I called that.
not
I
Warped Tour.
called that, by the way.
Yeah.
I told everybody, I was like, it's going to be a regional festival. There's going to be 3 shows.
Yeah.
It's going to be Midwest. You know what I mean? I knew it. I knew it was going to be. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, no worries.
I just feel like I think that'd be dope for you to play like the Long Beach show.
Yeah. I mean, I would not say no to that for sure. I know it's going to be, if there's going to be lesser than national major bands playing, it's going to be a fucking grind. And I hope they don't bring stuff back like the Ernie Ball stage, Battle for the Bands.
Oh, God.
Well, they
That
said
was
that's
like.
what they're gonna
That's
do.
going
is
to
a
do,
battle
oh
back.
my God.
Yeah.
like 15
Yeah.
million.
I mean, and I don't really know that that's really the attention we're trying to get anymore. Like, I think, I'm not trying to say that we don't want to be part of the big festivals, because we do,
Yeah.
But I think for us, like, what's more important and something we're really trying to focus on right now is just, like, building a community and, like, being a part of our local scene. And, like, the big festivals and stuff are cool, but, like, I'd rather play probably different festivals, more grassroots festivals, something like that. Because I feel like, there's just, like, there's a lot of that culture, and Fate Destroyed was so much enveloped in that sort of thing. And I'm not saying anything disparaging about it at all. I'm just saying that I think that, like, what's more important for me anyway is to, like, try to play some of the harder festivals.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Up in NorCal, we have 2 local festivals. One's called, like, the big one's called Titan Fest, and we just have, it's like locals from everywhere. It's 3 days, 3 different venues, and it's just, all you just see is the people that are really into the scene come out, that aren't just there for the big,
Yeah.
I'm here to see, I want to go to a festival to see Metallica. No, this is like a show that you go to discover or see bands that that are local.
Like, yeah, I mean, so I think festivals that we would want to try to play would be like FYA Festival, Black and Blue, like Sound and Fury. Those type of festivals I think would probably be more in line with our new sound than Warped Tour. But I mean, no one is going to turn down Warped Tour, man. I mean, if they offered us a spot, we'd Chris, we'd probably think about it. I don't know. I'd think about it maybe.
Yeah, it's just so, there's so many festivals now, especially in 2025 with like Warped Tour coming back. You got Mayhem, you got Aftershock, Louder Than Life, Sick New World, When We're Young. You have just so many, but it's just hard because you want something different. Because a lot of them are like always the same headliners as the one before.
And that's just America. Like,
Yeah.
those are American festivals. I know that they get big out in Europe for sure.
Yes.
Crazy big. And I mean, I think, so this is also something that we've talked about is like, no disrespect to the big bands like Metallica and Megadeth and obviously the people who like laid foundation for the rest of us to have heavy music, but like, holy shit, pass the torch.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I love Rob Zombie. I have seen his show more times than I can count, and it's like, I think that's one thing that's different about that faction of heavier music, like the Octane, DWP festival stuff is like, they're very much attached to that nostalgia. And I think that that's why I'm more interested in playing other types of festivals, because it's like, in that culture, it's like dog eat dog and everything's really competitive and like bands are pit against each other. And it's like, you have to get Twitch followers and all this stuff that like seems like sort of superficial in a way.
Yeah.
But like, then you look at these other festivals, like the ones I mentioned, and it's like, the big bands are on stage throwing down with the smaller bands that are playing, it's definitely like a community. And I think that's like why I'm so interested in that side of it,
Yeah. And it's just because you have to, I've said this like before, it's like you're finding your community that you fit well with, that you're more comfortable in when you're in the music scene. Like, there's bands that just go, I want to play with Metallica, but then there's bands that just go, I want to be here to help other locals, and I want to be with the locals, and I want to create a new scene and start a new chapter in this world of this new music that the legends that these other bands that want to play with started.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And getting into like Fatalist, what was like the thought process of calling it Fatalist?
So Fate Destroyed was a name I thought of back, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, and I feel like it's not ageless. I felt like, I don't know, it just, there was lots of reasons. The number one, we're tired of telling it to people and them getting it wrong, which is why we sort of switched to FDS. And I think that this is more in tune with the sound and the vision. The one word is catchier. It still starts with an F, like my first name. And yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe that it was available. And I just like, I felt like the new music that we were putting out, it just sounded a lot more like it than Fate Destroyed, which seems very much like a 2010s girl starting a band, which it was.
Because the track you did with Sinister, Double Down, by the way, fucking noise.
Thank you. You were there.
I was there.
I came in with the first like 10 seconds, and then us and the producers wrote the rest of it all together.
Yeah, we write together, which is really cool. I think that it's important, especially as we're doing things now. It wasn't like that in Fate Destroyed, but you were asking a question, so I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're all good. What was it like? What was your choice getting like Sinister to collab with you on that one as well?
So we had actually gotten. I had actually reached out to him a while ago because I was really starting to get into funk music a lot, and he's like friends of friends, who know people all together, and I really liked the way that he could do funk music, but also make it like super heavy. And I was like, yo, we're doing this thing with like cars, and you would be like the perfect fit stylistically. And it was a really cool experience. He's a really cool guy. Like, and I feel like he complimented the song. I think he complimented the song well. I think he did a good job. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Cause like the sound, cause like you're like, I want to go for something different and everything with like this new chapter. And I was like, all right. And then I listened and I was like, fucking hell, she wasn't lying.
And that's like the lightest of anything we're going to put out for sure. I love that song, but I'm already ready to like put out this new stuff. We've been working with this guy named Jono. It's Peters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's his name.
Jono Peters. He's Australian.
Super Australian.
Super Australian. And that's been a really cool experience. And we have been writing some of the heaviest stuff like we've ever done. And it's just kind of because we're like not being like, this is the box you have to be in. It has to be this or that. It's chaotic and heavy and interesting and cool. And I don't know, I'm excited. It's way heavier than Double Down.
Have you had to learn like new tricks and stuff with the guitar and everything doing this new style?
I listened to a lot of the bands that we are like into now. I noticed that we all have the same influences, but they took it in a direction that I hadn't considered or hadn't heard before. So I'm kind of listening and I guess you could say studying, but passively. Like I'll just put something on in the car, and if I'll be like, oh, that was cool. What was that? Oh, I want to try that, or just something like that. So just taking things in that direction has definitely helped for sure, because I'm always inspired, or I'm always like trying to evolve. Mm-hmm. So hearing the bands, especially coincidentally enough, all the bands right now that are killing it are from Australia. Every one of those bands, I don't know if I should name drop. I don't really give it like Diamond Construct.
Diamond Construct is lit. We like Diamond and Die Conform Die.
Yeah, Conform is one of my favorite bands right now in the genre, or I don't even know if in whatever genre the fuck you want to call this. Those are my top two that I'll put on when I want to feel inspired for sure. Alpha Wolf, obviously, she's way into Throne, which is definitely on that. Oh, I fucking that same.
I love
they're
Throne
all
so
like
much.
on that kind
oh
of
my God.
same grind.
Yeah.
So just listening to where they took like part new metal, part hardcore, and mixing it together and modernizing it is kind of what really gets me interested in, is just trying to sound cutting edge.
Yeah. I agree with that, because like, I don't know, I think what we're going to bring to the table with this new sound is something that's like relentlessly heavy and has like sort of a, I don't know, I want to say kind of hip hop flavor, but not quite. It's just really chaotic and super heavy and has like almost a new metal type feel bounce to the music, but it's all just like, I don't know.
It's your sound.
It's going to be our sound. And I think that that's cool, because when I listen to it, I think to myself, I'm sure it exists, but I haven't actively consumed music that sounds like this. And I like that. And I think that that definitely comes from his his influences, and mine are like pretty different, but yeah.
Other than like Sinister, who are you excited, or who would you love to collab with?
I want to collab with Year of the Knife so bad, or Squella Grind. That would also be lit. Pain of Truth obviously would be fire. These are like sort of bands. You know what's crazy? So we're about to play the show on November 15th with this band called Lucretia. And she actually came out to our San Francisco show the first time we played there. And she came up and like said hello. And what was wild is a very long time ago when we were first starting to think about what we were going to do with Fatalist, I wrote this whole document of bands that I wanted to collaborate with.
Yeah.
And Lucretia was on there. But I didn't know that she was coming to the show. I had never met her and nothing like that. And she was like, you know, she does a typical, oh, I'm in a band. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. What's the name of your band? And she says Lucretia. And I swear to God, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it is so cool because like a few weeks later now we're playing together. But yeah, I mean, I think like Year the Knife would be awesome. Pain of Truth would be awesome. Those are all bands that are, I don't know, I don't want to say forever out of our reach, but, you know, we'll see what happens.
You never know in this thing. Like, after this year, we have a few months left, but, like, after this year, I've legit realized that anything is legit possible and anything can happen at any fucking moment going to these shows.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, just today, a band that I'm not going to name drop, but a band that we really, really like, and I've always wanted to play shows with. They're like this band that's here, and they don't have like a huge online presence. They do, but the thing that's crazy about them is like anything that they play sells out. Like anywhere they play in LA, it sells out. And the shows are fucking crazy. And they like follow us today, and I'm like, yesterday I would have never thought that this was possible. And then here we are.
Yeah. By the way, are you guys selling the tickets for the show on November 15th?
They are for sale. Yeah.
Yeah.
Link
So,
in bio.
I will, put it
Whatever,
down
whatever.
here.
Or
we can
DM
say.
us. Actually,
Yeah.
like DM us. DM us and we'll send you the ticket link. We'd rather talk to you anyway. Like, you don't have to
Yeah.
like go to our profile. You mean you should go to our profile and follow us. But also shoot us a DM and we, you know, we'll get tickets situated. I mean, my plan for this show, honestly, is to make sure that all of my friends can come. It's going to be our first show, like true home show with our full production. Like everything will be set up and ready to go. And it's, you know, we're going to be playing some new music, and I think, you know, it was a dream to play at Chain Reaction, but I always want to top what we have done before, and I think this show's definitely going to do that. So I just, you know, want all of our friends to come out, like, whatever with the tickets, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. And I know you guys know this, if you see me at shows and stuff, people legit call it my niche, but there is a person it comes from, and it is Francesca. People say my niche is 360 videos now, and I got that inspo from her.
You hear that? Yo, I love the 360 videos, bro. They're so sick. And you know, Hardcore Keem. Oh man,
yeah.
he does like some lit videos where he has like, I don't know if it's on a pole or like, I don't know.
It's like a stick, and then he just like throws it around and out front of his yard,
just like throwing the fuck down. Dude, I saw him play with the Browning, and like I knew, like in my mind I knew that Hardcore Keem was in the Browning, but it was just one of those things like, yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't know that at all.
Oh, well, you were at the show. What the fuck?
Wait, what? We never played with the Browning.
No, Hardcore Keem is in the Browning. You went to the show. We saw it at 1720.
I didn't go to that show.
Yes, you did.
I did not go to the
Oh
Browning,
my
I
God.
promise. Because you told me how cool their live sound was when you got home. You were like, their mix was so awesome. I'm like, oh, cool.
Definitely ran into people. I don't know who I ran into
It's all
there.
good. I look like a lot of people out here.
No, you don't.
That's good.
That was a lie. No, but yeah, anyway, so I went and saw the Browning, and like I saw him there, and I was just like, oh shit, I forgot that. Like,
That's crazy.
not only do you do dope reviews, you're also like, and also our previous guitar player is their sound person.
That would.
Isn't that cool?
Is it also the Browning, or is it just
Yeah.
What's the Upon a Burning Body? Both of them?
Oh, it wasn't. Was he doing Upon a Burning Body?
Yeah, that's who he does. He does that like that's like his full time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Gig.
I love that. I can love that for him. I think like, yeah, anyone who
Shout
love
out
that
to
for him.
Stuff.
Shout out to Roger. Congratulations,
no
man.
name drops.
No, man.
All right.
I
it's
love
all
it
good.
for him. I think that's
Yeah.
cool. The show sounded incredible, and like that's cool. Why
really
would you
good
not?
at that stuff.
He's
Like, I could never-
amazing
I
at
could
sound
never
engineering.
do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, because like I wanted to come up to LA again this year, and like all these like different stuff that's been happening, and like I needed a refresher
Sometimes you got to get out of it.
because I found myself like, okay, I film here a lot, and I film here a lot, and it's super simple. I get back in a comfort zone, and that's when Brianna texted me from San Electric, and she was like, would you be down to come out here and try to push this song and everything that we're gonna release? And I was like, give me a minute. And that's when I hit you up, and then I hit
That's fire.
Lexi Lane and Frankie up. It was crazy. It was like all my first picks were just like, yup, we're down.
Yeah, man. It's, you know, it's because like, again, at least for me, it's like I respect the hustle, and like you're out there doing it and like making it happen, and you know, you've always been like super nice to us and like always made us look really good, even though we're kind of fucking dorks. So I'm pretty stoked on that. Yeah, we look like a not lame. Never mind. But yeah, no, it's cool. We're happy to be here.
Oh yeah, because I love how people like you'll like see Francesca online and be like, oh, she must be super intimidating in real life. Nah, she loves like fart jokes, pee jokes.
I don't actually like fart jokes. That's one of the few lowbrow comedies that I don't like.
Pee jokes all day though.
Pee jokes all day,
we
especially
got coffee cup tour jokes about that.
Especially if they. What's okay? What's
you want a pee joke?
What's R. Kelly's favorite kind of coat?
Of coat?
A pea coat.
That's funny. Yeah. So just for fun,
Anyway.
we're in Flagstaff at 2 a.m. at a gas station.
Oh my god.
I don't even know if she knows the story. I know it because I was there. And they have like those refillable like coffee mugs that you buy, like the big, like the tall boys. And she buys 2 of them. She fills one up with coffee. The other one's empty. Goes to the clerk, and the guy's ringing them up, and he, lifts it to, fill the coffee. The other one's empty, and he goes, "This one's empty." I'm like, "Not yet." Or this one's not. It will be full. Or like, I was implying she peed in it eventually.
Bro, living out on the road, like, what are you gonna do?
Especially as a lady without a.
Especially when there's like a huge space where there's like literally nothing, and it's like, yeah, no, whatever. I don't have the same kind of portable equipment. Actually, I do. I have a Shiwi.
Yeah.
She did get that.
I did get a Shiwi, which
based
was
off
awesome.
that experience, she learned.
Yeah, I learned because now I can pee where all of you little fucks can pee. So.
Oh my god.
I'm with it. Fuck it.
I know. I want to travel more next year. Like,
do it. It'd be super sick. You should definitely like get hired to be somebody's like camera person because
yeah,
there are lots of people who could use the benefit of a service like that and will pay for really high quality video. And then you could like tour.
I know. I was showing one man the other day at Whiskey because I did a 360 there, and we're upstairs in the green room, and I was showing them how it works, like transitioning and everything. They're like, "So you just pretty much pick a spot, you look at it, and you just put a thing." I was like, "Yeah, it's simple." And then I just transfer over my computer and add all the effects, and then put the audio over it. It's the simplest thing. Even if you wanted to do it all at your phone, you really can.
You really could, yeah. You really could. I mean, it's better that you don't. And the 360 stuff, the emulators they have for the phone are not as good as actually having the lens that does that. But
yeah.
But no, for sure. I mean, the phones are crazy nowadays. You could definitely get like, especially if you know anything about lighting, you can get some crazy footage just from a cell phone these days anyway.
I know, like I legit, like I want to do one music video where I get like the band and like set up all their equipment in a circle, have the 360 hanging down in the middle, and like almost like a storage unit.
Yeah.
And have all the walls blacked out with strobe lights. And then just have them play like the whole song and have it like pan around and shit.
Yeah, it would be especially cool if you got one of those round dollies so that you could film from above with a 360 and then with a regular camera going around on the inside and then on the outside.
Yeah.
If you got like a circular dolly, that would be really fire. You could easily do that. That wouldn't be. So we're doing. Do you want to do a music video? Let's go, bro. I'm down. I know some cool spaces that we could do it whenever you're ready.
I would love to. I want to. I've been working on doing one eventually in the future. It's just doing it.
Well, come out to LA. I'll put you to work.
Yeah. Where was I? Oh yeah. I was talking about this today. I last night went to the Woods. It's a dispensary.
Oh, I was like, he went to the Woods. I was like, is there gonna be more to the story?
There could be
Okay.
so many things.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm in it. Are we talking? Okay, so we're not talking like Blair Witch Project Woods. We're talking about it's spooky
I thought it
season.
was
Whatever.
like a country bar.
So you know who Woody Harrelson
It's an
is?
Elk Lounge. Yeah,
Definitely.
He has this dispensary in LA right around.
of course he does.
Right around the corner from Sunset. But you go in, you buy something, and then you get a wristband to go in the lounge. But this lounge is outdoor, and it's like a jungle.
Oh my God, I'm going there today. As soon as we leave here, I'm going there. What are you talking about? That's crazy.
I was there for 2 hours. You can even rent a cabana. And you can get food delivered to you, and they have drinks.
Bruh, this is why he's rich and I'm not. That's you gotta use your big brain. That's fucking brilliant.
I think he was rich way before this.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that thoughts like that is how you
Yeah.
end up being a rich person. Is
Yes.
you think of shit like, how about we have? It's actually just some high guy at a production meeting just throwing this pitch. He's like, okay, so here's.
Pothead Rainforest Cafe.
He's like, how about? He's like, bro, check this out. It's like a fucking dispensary, right? and you buy it, and then you get to go into this back area, man. But it's not just like a back area, man. It's like a fucking jungle out there, man. And you can like rent cabanas, and we'll bring you fried foods, and it'll be, dude. And actually, it was a legit idea.
I like still like the amount of opportunities I've gotten. Like Ko, when you know Ko Nashi.
Hell yeah, I do.
When he said he's seen my 360
That's
work, and he wanted
fire.
Me to, he paid me to do a 360 video for a show.
You did?
Yeah.
Bro, I guess we can't cheers with it. They have puffers on them. It's fine.
It was just like, I was like $50.
How was the
buy me a beer.
show?
It was insane.
Their shows are crazy, right?
Ko Nashi, Orthodox, and Boundaries.
Fuck, dude, Boundaries is, oh.
Let's just say when Orthodox went on,
I've never heard of Orthodox. I'm gonna check them out.
An ambulance came.
I believe that, yo. People be going crazy.
Oh, it was, one guy got knocked out, bloody nose, had a seizure. And then my other buddy got a gash next to that. He thought it was just a cut. And then he had to end up going and get stitches. It was like, they cleaned it up and you see bone through it. Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
I love how like sometimes the Akasha strain, because that guy is like, there are people who make music that is hateful or whatever that sounds like, oh, I'm angry, but like, then there's the Acacia strain who writes like just I feel like he's just a really mad guy. I feel like there's no veneer there. It's not fake. Like, I feel like he is just like that dark and whatever. But I love watching, he'll start a set and he'll say, you have 30 seconds to get to safety. You know what I mean? Before we drop. And everybody's like, what the fuck? And you can already see like the wall of death opening, or like people starting to get ready to two-step or whatever. And I'm just like, see, that's the kind of fear and command I want to have in a room, where I walk in a room and everybody knows, like, you got 30 seconds to get to safety.
Because my biggest what the fuck moment of this year was when I went to go interview Left to Suffer. And it was legit.
Fucking love Left to Suffer.
So crazy.
I had no idea. I just got into them on their new record. I don't understand how they pull that off. Like, that genre mashing is so crazy.
So good.
Yes, because like when I met Taylor, by the way, he's like fucking 6'5", 6'7". I was just like, hi. And like Margot with his new band 7 Hours After Violet was there, and like that was like right before they announced like 7 Hours After Violet, and they were telling me about that shit. And then like they were opening for Hanabi from Japan, and I've seen them at Aftershock. They are fucking insane. Her vocals are just like, huh, you can go that low?
Yeah.
And I was
Fire.
I was just like, and then I knocked on their dressing room door just to say hi, and they knew me. They're like, you're that guy from Aftershock, right? And
Oh, that's like, so cool. You see, it's all about who you know, man. You gotta just meet people and keep meeting them.
Yeah, that was my biggest what the fuck. And then like getting to talk to their manager from Sony Records for like an hour and a half.
That's cool. I love moments like that. And you know, it's like people think you don't really have to be in LA for those moments to happen. It can be like anywhere. You don't have to.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, people are so spread out now with the technology that we have. It's like you don't even have to be in like the major hubs to be able to have those kind of interactions all the time. You know what I mean?
And it's like things like that, like, and like this year's was like the first time I ever get like recognized now, and that's weird as fuck. And like, cause like first time it ever happened to me, I was just like, you know me, like as you like, you know me. I don't know you at all, but you know me, and that's the weirdest part about it. It's like I had to sink in with that. And going to Aftershock and people recognizing me, and like I was just like, this is a thing now.
Yeah, I mean, just like keep on trucking, man. I guarantee you, this time next year, you'll have like something like the Garza podcast, and people will just like come to you.
That's another thing too. Is like,
I love that podcast so much.
People hitting me up now. That's weird as hell.
That's really cool. Yeah, I love that for you. And I love that podcasters like so popping right now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I love it. I spend so much time sitting on YouTube watching either Kill Tony, which I am obsessed with and am definitely going to go at some point to try to do a minute. I've been working on it. I'm not going to do it here. But or like watching different podcasts, man. There's like so many good ones.
Yes.
I love it.
And like it's crazy too, because people go, oh, you must watch a lot of like metal podcasts and everything. I was like, not really. Actually, I don't. Like, I love them. I support them. I'm more of like Two Bears, One Cave.
Yeah.
Bad Friends. Like,
Dude, Bad Friends is, oh my God. I love Bad Friends so much.
I got to go see Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee last night.
Really? Okay. will you come to comedy show? Will you and Kareem
Yes,
come to
I
comedy
go,
shows with me?
yes.
Yo.
It was $30 at the comedy
I know,
store.
and the comedy store and Laugh Factory are so cheap, and you can go see people just like murdering and like famous ass
Yes.
people murdered. The last time I went to the Laugh Factory, we saw Tommy Lee's wife, who's
Berlin?
she's literally fucking hilarious. And then we saw, oh my god, I can't remember, was it T.I.? I think it was T.I. came and did a set, who's like a rapper. You know, and he came and did a set after because it was like the BET Awards, and I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" And he was hilarious.
Yeah.
And it was like $30 a ticket or $40 a ticket. And it's just like, yo, stand-up comedy is so fire. I think it's cool.
I know, it was cool. I went by myself. It was funny because people were like, and then they sat me at a table with like these group of girls that just got in from Canada, and I was just like,
Score.
all right, this is great. This is great. Nice to meet you. I'm just gonna sit here and laugh with you guys real quick.
Oh, that's so crazy.
I just wasn't gonna miss the opportunity to go see Bobby Lee and
Yeah,
Andrew
no.
Santino.
Bobby Lee's so funny.
I was just like, the lineup was great, the people were great. Ended up getting home at like 3 a.m. It was a late night, but speaking of like what the fuck moments, what was your what the fuck moment you love to relive in 2024?
That was like the weirdest collective inhale through the nose. Were we just white people
relive?
white peopling? That was crazy.
We had some fans come out to a show in Texas that I did not recognize wearing our old merch that she designed that we toured with on the last tour.
With Fate Destroyed. I mean, for me, it was playing. It
And
was
I was like, oh my god! And they both had like, the woman showed up. She had the Where We Lie shirt, the white one with her blue on it. I was like, oh my god! And then the guy showed up with the Slither shirt. I was like, oh my god! It was like,
Yeah, that was
and
crazy.
I didn't recognize them. As you were saying, like meeting people that know you but you don't know them.
Yeah.
Is surreal.
Very.
And I was like,
that was cool. And I was having not the best day that day, so that was like really uplifting. Just know that when you go to a show and you're wearing a band's merch, like, oh my god, it gets you like, I'm just like, there's nothing that feels better than that. Yeah. I mean, I think mine is maybe a little more selfish. I don't know. I've always wanted to play Chain Reaction. It's like been a bucket list venue for me.
Yeah.
And we finally got to play it, and we got to play it as my new band, and it was a great show. We had a really good time, and yeah, I mean, I think that maybe it's either that or when we were like, what the fuck? We're Fatalist now.
yeah.
Because that happened in April of this year, so.
Yeah. That's like doing these like this year's been just crazy altogether because it's just so much like new shit, and I love like all the new stuff and like all these new challenges that have been brought upon the metal industry, and it's just like it's so much fun, it's so much interesting. We're trying new things, and a lot of like when I came down here in January, you guys were gonna change up to Fatalist, and then another band was changing their lineup. So it was just like,
I mean, I think, yeah, and I think though that like we did change our name, but I hesitate to call it a name change because I feel like we're I want to be so far removed. Not that I'm ashamed of anything that I've done, but more like I don't want people to think we're the same band with a new name. Like we are definitely going to be very, very much different in the way that we approach things and approach music, but for sure. I mean, there's like tons of new stuff coming out all the time. Every day I'm just like blown away by all these new bands that I discover that are really fucking good. Like, I think so many bands that are coming out now are really fucking good. And anyone who's like, I only like music that came out before blah, 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 is like, bro, like, you are not listening to what is happening then.
yeah.
I kind of like not that now.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I don't listen to any bands before like 2019.
That's because they were all 12. Because he listens to Halsey.
Yeah, but she just dropped something yesterday. Shout out to the Great Impersonator.
Yo, her man's music is really good too. Jutes.
No, that's Demi Lovato.
Oh, Demi Lovato.
Yeah, Demi also kicks ass, and so does Jutes. Jutes music on
Juice is
Instagram.
awesome.
Yeah.
Because there's like 3 places I want to go next year. It's like New York, Texas, and then hopefully if I get my passport, I can go to Japan.
Japan would be crazy. Then you could do Pale Dusk.
Yes.
I'm obsessed with Pale Dusk.
Because if I go to Japan, I want to go to shows and do that, but I also want to go to like the meets.
Hell yeah.
Because Japan meets.
Hell yeah. I mean, yeah, they're crazy. The ones we have out of here are pretty crazy too, if you know the ones to look for. But I don't film any of that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I film like the let's park and chill and like, oh, these are cars leaving a driveway. And I'm like, you know, because that's all that needs to be filmed.
Oh yeah, I don't want to like film it. I just want to go to just be like experience it.
Oh man, I can't even imagine. I love like, I know they're really garish and corny, kind of like me, but I love the Bozuzoku style with like the huge crazy like duck bill. I'm just like seeing that shit in person is gotta be wild.
Yes, I just want to go experience things and do things, and I'm giving myself a lot more of challenges for next year than I did this year, and I know I'm not gonna complete all of them, but at least I'm gonna try to complete at least some of them, and that's just.
And you'll do it, man.
Yep, because I just don't stop. Getting into 2025, what should we be seeing for next year, show-wise and music-wise?
November 15th, Knucklehead Hollywood, we are playing with Grey Lotus Music, Cartographer, Lucretia, and we're really...
And us.
And us, Fatalist. Yeah, we're really excited. And, you know, if you want to come, just, like, DM us and we'll, like, work out a ticket for you, whatever. Just shoot us a message and we'll probably be able to handle that for you. I think your battery's...
My battery?
Yeah. No, not you.
Oh,
Chris's
like,
battery's
you
about
looked
to die.
just right at you. She looked right at me.
I did. I'm sorry.
We're good.
We can
for
cut that
right
out.
now.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Let me answer that again because I didn't leave enough of a tail. November 15th at Knucklehead Hollywood, we are playing with Grey Lotus Music. I'm pretty sure it's just Grey Lotus. We're playing with Grey Lotus, Lucretia, Cartographer, and us, Fatalist. And if you want to go, just shoot us a DM. Like, we'll work out a ticket for you. Don't worry about it. Just hit us up. We just want to have as many people come out and see what we're up to as we can. So shoot us a message.
Hell yeah. And if you don't know, all their stuff will be down the link below. Right down here. Right down here.
See, you need my effect, the big hand.
There was no effects added.
My hand is actually that large.
Thank you so much again.
Hell yeah,
course,
bro. Thank you so much for having us.
I always love hanging out with you guys and finally getting to do it at a studio or rehearsal studio.
And not in the back of a very loud venue.
We actually rehearse in this very room.
We actually rehearse in
Yeah.
this very room.
Yeah, I was telling on a podcast you guys will see next week. I was talking about how I wanted to like do these at places that the bands are most comfortable at.
What you should do is interview people and then have them play one song at the end in a one take.
I was thinking about doing that, but I wasn't sure how I was going to do that.
Well, I mean, because if you tell them to set up, I mean, this is a rehearsal room. All they would have to do is plug in. That would be fire.
I think I'm going to do that.
Just have them interview, and then you can literally just cut to them playing one song, and you can record straight from the soundboard.
Just Octane style. That'd be dope.
Sorta, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much again. This was a blast.
It's always a blast.
Always a blast.
Mosh Pit Podcast Blast.
Baja blast.
Baja Blast. Oh my gosh, I love Baja
Baja
Blast.
Beat Blast.
And like again, check all our stuff right down below, and we'll catch you next week, Mosh Pit.
Later. Thank you so much.